Good morning, class 9. How are you guys doing? I guess you all are doing fit and fine. Hi, Panda. How are you? And how is Bindu and Pranjali and Aman and all that? I hope you guys are all doing fine. Great. So, I hope you're keeping healthy, fit, fine, disciplined life, routine wise, and you should have everything of little bit of everything inside your life. It has to be spicy. And sorry if I've forgotten some names. Anish and all. Yeah, Anish. I'm very bad at names. That once I see you, I'll remember again. But now I don't remember anything. Bad memory, right? Isn't it? Memory chip is bad. So, anyways, we are there at SSC and we were doing the French Revolution in Petrograd. So, I have given you the explanation and I've given you some causes. And I want to just read first, or I'll just explain more things I have to, which I want to share with you. I gave you the causes. What were the long-term causes of this Petrograd Revolution of February? Despite the height of this World War I, the roots of February Revolution date further back. It was the Russian imperial's failure throughout the 19th and 20th century to modernize its archaic social, economic, political structures while maintaining the stability of ubiquitous devotion to an autocratic monarch. The incompatibility of the capitalism and autocracy struck all who gave thought to the matter. Revolted back, isn't it? The major event was the February Revolution, which was a chaotic affair caused by the culmination over a century of civil and army unrest between common people and the Tsar and aristocratic landowners. It can be categorized as ongoing cruel treatment of peasants by the bourgeoisie, poor working condition of industrial workers, and the spreading of Western democratic ideas by political activists, leading to a growing political and social awareness in the lower classes. Food shortage, military failures, humiliating losses in the wars with Japan, then the Bloody Sunday, the Revolution 1905, in which Tsarist troops fired upon peaceful unarmed crowd. These events further divided Nicholas from his people. Then these widespread strikes, riots, and the famous mutiny on the battleship Potemkin. This ship was a Russian battleship. The full crew of the ship revolted against the officers in 1905. Now these things continuously happening, this was agitating between the working professionals and the small working class people. This tension erupted into a general revolt of the 1905 revolution, and again under the strain of war in 1917, this time with lasting consequences. Okay. Then the short time causes was the failures during the First World War, public dissatisfaction the way the country was run on the home side, economic challenges faced due to fighting a total war also contributed. But in 1914, everybody was voting for the war. The declaration of the war was followed by a revival of nationalism across the Russian society. which temporarily reduced the tension internally. The army achieved some early victories, such as in Galicia 1915 and with the Brusilov offensive in 1916, but also suffered major defeats. Major defeats. The rush of Russian Poland during May or August 1915, 6 million casualties, dead, wounded and missing have been occurred by January 1970. Russia armed forces had inadequate supply. Pre-revolution desertion ran at a round of 34,000 a month. Meanwhile, wartime alliance Duma started to work outside the Tsar's control, Stavka, the military high command. Okay, so these were the reasons actually. Now, if we go towards the February Revolution, the emperor dismissed the Prime Minister Alexander Trepov. A hesitating Nikolai Golitsyn became the successor of Trepov. Golitsyn begged the emperors to cancel his appointment. Citing his lack of preparation for the role of Prime Minister. Mikhail Belyaev succeeded Dmitry Suvayev, who did not speak any foreign language, as Minister of War, likely at the request of the Empress. In the 17 months of the Tsarina's rule, Mrs. Tsar, from September 1915 to February 1917, Russia had 4 prime ministers, 5 ministers of the interior and 3 foreign ministers, 3 war ministers, 3 ministers for transport and 4 ministers of agriculture. It was a group of frogs, as it came to be known. Not only removed competent men from power, but also disorganized the work of the government, since no one remained long enough in the office to master their responsibilities. The Duma President Mikhail Rodzianko, Grand Duchess Mary Pavlovna and the British Ambassador Buchanan joined calls for Alexander to be removed from influence. Nicholas he did not want to take their advice, so protests took place. Government corruption was too much, and the Tsar was not listening to the Imperial Duma. Thousands of people flooded the streets of Petrograd, now it is St. Petersburg, to show their dissatisfaction. As workers of the Putilov factory, Petrograd's largest industrial plant, announced a strike to demonstrate against the government. Strike continued for following days. Due to heavy snowstorm, 10,000s of freight cars were stuck on the tracks with the bread and fuel. Strike is going on, snowing, the trucks are not coming in with bread and fuel, petrol is not coming in. Now what happened is, on the 23rd of February, the Putilov protesters were joined in the uprising by those celebrating International Women's Day and protesting against the government's implemented food rationing. Because Russian government had began rationing flour and bread. Rumors of food shortages circulated and bread riots erupted across the city of Petrograd. When I was in 1984, there also we had supply of this amount. 2 slices of bread means you will get only 2 slices. A whole restaurant will get 2 slices of bread, not more than that. I had gone, oh, what is happening? One fruit, everyone is getting one fruit. One cup of coffee, everyone is getting one. You won't get more than that at the airport. So women came out on the streets. They were very passionate, showing their dissatisfaction with the implemented rationing system. Bread, female, and the female workers marched to the nearby factories to recruit over 50,000 workers for the strikes. Both men and women flooded the streets of Petrograd, demanding an end to the Russian food shortages, the end of World War I, and the end of autocracy. By the following day, 200,000, 2 lakh people filled the streets demanding the replacement of the Tsar with a more progressive political leader. They were wanting the war to end. They said, end the war and the Russian monarchy to be overthrown. February 25th, nearly all industrial enterprises in Petrograd were shut down by these gatherings. Although the rules were you cannot be gathering on the streets, 250,000 people were on strike. 250,000 people. The president of the Imperial Duma, Rodzianko, asked the chairman of the Council of Ministers, Nikolai Golitsyn, to resign. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Nikolai Pokrovsky, proposed the resignation of the whole government, to demolish the government. There were disturbances. By the late afternoon, 4 people died on this Nevsky Prospect during the day. It's a place. The Tsar took action to address the riots on February 25th by writing Garrison Commander General Sergei Semyonovich Khabalov, an experienced and extremely indecisive commander of the Petrograd military district, to disperse the crowds with rifle fire and to suppress the impermissible rioting by force. The center of the city was cordoned off, barricaded off. And that evening only, Golitsyn also got this, used a signed but not dated, an ukase. Ukase is a letter pad, the Russian Tsar, declaring that His Majesty had declined and decided to interrupt the Duma until April, leaving with no legal authority to act, that the Duma will not act. Now, during the late afternoon of 26 February, the 4th company of the Pavlovsky replacement regiment broke out of their barracks upon learning that another detachment of the regiment had clashed with demonstrators near the Kazan Cathedral. They thought people are doing action, they are breaking up, they are also affecting the military. They started opening fire. And plus the mutiny also revolted back. 27th February, Duma remained quiet and did not attempt to hold any official sitting and did not want to form any office that day. I'll come back in the next video.